The Adelaide Crows get the scalp they wanted. The reigning premiers, Brisbane, by 5 points. Brisbane led at every single change, but it all means nothing until you lead at the last change. Welcome to Friday Night Footy on Fox by the new Ranger plug-in hybrid. I'm not sure who's more disappointed, Brisbane or Bucks, that you didn't get the draw. You were riding the draw like I've never seen before.
What was Zach Bailey thinking?
What was he thinking?
What a great game.
Terrific game. Louis, let's get straight into it. Yui, let's have a look at these highlights because the fourth quarter had everything.
It did, and Adelaide started off on fire. We'll talk about Jordan Dawson from an individual point of view, but I thought the way that Adelaide set up their forward line, I thought Phil Thorpe and Walker and Fogarty spent most of the night leading up. I think they rested themselves deep and took back shoulder early on in this fourth term, which really meant that the Brisbane defenders were accountable. But, I mean, they just took their chances, and this is what it's about when the game comes right down to it, the fourth quarter. So you add in the pressure of the game, the ability to close it out. This man was huge across the fourth quarter. So we'll speak about his leadership and the role that he played, but they must be pleased with the way they closed the game.
We'll be speaking to him in the next couple of minutes, and it'd be great to hear from him what he felt about the game and his charges. But Adelaide they were able to access their front half more, and Keys was dangerous the whole time. If he wasn't scoring goals, he was setting them up. Rochelli's continued on his great form. Adelaide would be buoyed. I mean, the result is great. I mean, even this. This is expressing yourself and keeping the ball live, keeping the ball in motion. And Brisbane in the first half of that quarter, they were on the ropes. They were on their back foot, but then their ability to be able to compose themselves, to have so many inside 50s, and then as Josh Rochelli said in the post-match interview, just to be able to hold on and be able to withstand Brisbane's challenge late, they will take so much from that.
We said that before the game. They're one of the best chasing teams. So when Brisbane got behind, they weren't going to back down. They were going to bring the heat, and they did. And 11 shots on goal, Geordie, in the last quarter from the Brisbane Lions for the big Roy Orbison, the donut.
Yeah. They'll be kicking themselves. Like Lockie Neal had that shot, Archie, and we can talk about that review. As soon as it was called a point, it was going to be really hard to overturn. If it was called a goal, obviously it would have remained. Robertson had a snap. Bailey, that set shot that we saw. So yeah, there was. They held on, and the luck went their way, and you need a little bit of that as well to get the result.
Well, you do, and you got to hit the scoreboard. I mean, when the game's in the balance, you got to be able to finish your work, and they kicked 5 straight.
Yeah,
Adelaide.
I think the attitude of Adelaide, and we can't deny their tackle pressure. I mean, they had 26 tackles in the fourth term to Brisbane's 10, so plus 16 just in the fourth quarter. But what I loved, and we saw a little bit of it there, the ability to keep the ball alive. So the little taps that put someone else into space to keep the ball alive, because what you don't want when you're trying to peg back a margin is stoppage after stoppage, congestion after congestion. They didn't allow Brisbane to do that in the early part of that fourth term.
And it's with great pleasure that we get the opportunity to head into the Adelaide rooms with the skipper, Jordan Dawson. He's going to join us. It was an incredible game, Jordan. We went into this one thinking, this is your big statement, and Adelaide, they've only beaten one team in the top 8, but you get the reigning premiers on a night like that and you finish and you execute. That must be incredibly pleasing.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, obviously. I think we wanted to bring the contest, and we knew that they would, and we knew it was going to be a wet, slippery night, and we had to get down and dirty, but that's all right. We enjoyed it, and to their credit, they were unbelievable for the first 3 quarters, and we were able to peg them back. But it was a great game.
How satisfying is it, Jordan, to the last 2 or 3 years you've played a lot of good footy, but you've got to these moments and haven't quite been able to get over the line. It must be extremely satisfying to have been able to seize the moment, to have been able to finish when you needed to finish and then hold on towards the end.
Yeah, it is very satisfying. We've obviously lost a lot of close games over the last few years, so that's footy. I mean, it's frustrating at times, but it can be awesome and glorious at the other end. So our games against Brisbane are always tough, and it's really nice to get the wood over them this game. Obviously, they had a lot of opportunities in the last 5 minutes, so we definitely need to work on a few things, but we'll definitely take the 4 points as well.
And big moment in the last quarter, Jordan. You take a massive hanger over Riley Thilthorpe, and I didn't see you apologise anything, a big knee in the back to your key forward, but must have been pretty pleasing to finish off your work on that one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Big Filthy was pretty flat straight after it. He came up to me and laughed in my face, so I'm not going to apologise for it. I'm going to, if I go forward, I'm going to fly at everything, and I definitely crashed into him a few times, so it's all part of it. I'm glad that one stuck and I was able to finish the work, which is nice.
Jordy, take us into your mindset. I mean, it was a great battle between you and Josh Dunkley all night, yet when the moment came in that fourth term, you certainly, with a dominant player, you changed the way that the game was being played. What are you thinking at three-quarter time as the captain of the football club, wanting to impose yourself in the fourth term?
Yeah, it's a hard one. You obviously don't want to go out of your way to try and impact, but I just, at three-quarter time, reset myself and just said that I needed to, felt like I needed to have some big moments, and I knew that they would come, and I'd just keep working for them. And like you said, Dunkley's he's a great player, and he's a fantastic mid. I've admired the way he goes about it, and obviously it was a really good battle, I felt, between me and him all game, and we both definitely like the defensive side of the game, and yeah, I mean, I knew that I was going to get a few opportunities in the last, and I wanted to make the most of them, and to the boys' credit, I mean, Filthy and Keezy just knocking over the set shot, that's just as crucial as any of the moments that I had as well. So all the boys stood up in the last quarter, which was really special.
So for you to reset at three-quarter time, what is it for you? Is it to push harder forward? Is it to get inside the stoppage more? What sort of triggers set you off?
It's just to keep playing my game. I think I know it'll turn eventually. Obviously, you'd rather it earlier in the game to start getting on top, but a wet, slippery night, you know, it's not going to be perfect. And I just want to keep rocking up to the right spots and keep playing my role for the team. And to the boys' credit, they were able to get me the ball a few times, and yeah, we were able to work off the back of that. But I think some of the work from the other mids in the last quarter, Saligo and Berry and Peatling all game, they were able to help me in the last quarter, and I was able to get forward as well. And we've got guys that can go through the mid, through the forward line, so we're able to spin the wheels a little bit more.
You had a lot of strong performers, and to be honest, you've got names that are popping up and playing their best football nearly on every line. But Ben Keys, for me, is a player who has consistently improved his game, you know, over the last 3 or 4 years since coming down from Brisbane. Can you take us into, you know, basically his training regime, his attitude, his energy, what he brings to the group, and talk a little bit about his influence?
Keezy's been unbelievable, even for myself. His professionalism and the way he prepares and looks after himself is the best I've ever seen in my 10 years. He's someone that I look up to, and we're the same age. And as a leader of the club, he's someone that I really admire and ask advice of as well. So just the way he prepares, and he's so diligent with his role as well. I think that's another thing that he was a mid for a few years there, and to go into the forward line and play that high half forward role, it's a hard position, and I'm kind of glad that I don't have to play it, because his GPS is through the roof every game. But he's just adapted that role and made it his own, and I love the way he goes about it, and just the energy that he brings to the group. He's an unbelievable teammate and a great bloke.
Jordan, take us inside the scenario. You had a draw last year in round 9 against Brisbane, and when you look at this game, it was always going to be a tight one. Scenario-wise, you get in front, and then Brisbane are coming. You know they're going to come. What was the instruction collectively as a group, what you had to get done in those last couple of minutes?
Yeah, well, I think we know when a certain board comes up that we want to try and kill the game. So obviously we put one behind the ball, and they equalise it, which is pretty normal in today's game. And then our ability to try and make it a bit of a shit fight, and stoppages are good for us, obviously, in the last few minutes of the game. Probably shouldn't have said that, but
It just rolled off the tongue.
Stoppages are, I'm still a bit G'd up, sorry guys, but the stoppages are obviously good for us. Ideally, we don't get pinned in our back half, but that's Brisbane. That they know how to play that green time scenario as well. So we'll definitely review it. We've got some certain things that we want to try and put in place, but then it's about executing that. And I don't think we did that overly well, but we got the result, so we'll take it.
Jordan, just before we let you go, Roo's got his 50th birthday on Sunday. Did you get an invite?
No, I didn't. He's actually standing behind here. He's giving me the thumbs up, so apparently I did get the invite. But I don't know if...
That was a late charity one?
I don't know if I'll take the pity invite, so maybe I'll just stay at home.
Well, terrific win, and 3 in a row for the Crows, and you've knocked off the reigning premiers, so an unbelievable achievement at Adelaide Oval, and great game from you in the dying moment, so well done, Jordan.
Thanks, guys. Cheers for having me.
I love the fact you mentioned during the call that when he was at Sydney, you didn't see that quality of player, but what he's done since he's been at Adelaide has been pretty extraordinary.
It's been an amazing trade for Adelaide, and to stock pick to find a player who's become that. I mean, you would have had great foresight to be able to see a player who could stand up in the big moments, and he's done it consistently. You know, to be made captain in your second year of your second club. And he was a bit part player in Sydney. His last year was exceptional off half back, you know, nominally as a seventh, as an extra player. But yeah, look, his contested ball, his aerial stuff, the last quarter was huge. He's, geez, you've found a winner.
There you found a beauty, and to get the captaincy off the back of that